Hi, my name is Dawn Paul and I'm a shamanic healer, spiritual teacher and author, and I'm here today to talk to you about soul retrieval. Soul loss occurs generally when we're between 0 and 10 years of age. So if you imagine a small child, happy, running through life, feeling very, very safe, and all of a sudden something happens that indicates to that child or the child's soul that actually the world isn't the safe place that they thought it was. So what happens is, if you imagine the soul is inside the physical body, so rather like with this pen, we've got the ink inside, that part is the soul and the plastic of the pen is the body. That's how we're kind of set up. And also if you imagine that the soul is like the segments of an orange, so each juicy segment there full of energy, full of our beingness, and the skin of the orange is our body. So what happens during soul loss is a segment of soul or a segment of the orange leaves the physical body and the energy body and goes to a place of safety. So it's not a very nice example, but if you read about a woman that's been raped, for example, she will say that she looked at that situation as if she was above, looking down at the situation from above herself. And that is because she was above herself. She came out of the body during the time of the attack. But what happens is not all of the soul after the event comes back into the body. A couple of those segments will run off, if you like, and they go to a place called the lower world. And this is just a place in consciousness. In shamanism, it's called the lower world, which is not to be confused with a hellish type of place at all. It's a very, very safe place that soul part goes to heal, to rest. And what happens as a result of soul loss is that our energy is diminished. So I've got a truly terrible picture here, and if this is you and this is your energy field here, so the strength of that energy field, which is actually our protection in life, is reduced. And also our immune system can be affected. If you also think about the quality of the orange segments, the energy of the energy segments, we've got less energy, but we've also lost the capabilities, the personality of those parts of ourselves. So for example, when I see clients and they've lost soul parts as a child, then they have an inability to play with their own children. They don't know how to do that anymore. They've lost that ability. When we go to do the soul retrieval, which is where I would go down to those places in the lower world to find those segments and to bring them back to the person through a process called journeying, then that energy, those qualities are restored to the person, and their immune system function is raised, their energy is raised, and they feel more like their old selves. So indirectly we feel a lot like, or we hear a lot about soul loss in our everyday language. So for example, you might hear somebody say, I haven't been the same since my mother died, I haven't been the same since he left me, I haven't been the same since the car crash. This is all areas in which soul loss can occur. It can occur in divorce, it can occur in some form of tragedy, a death, a disappointment, for example, work-wise. Often for men, if they have a huge failure at work, then they've lost part of themselves. So the old ways, the shamanic ways, recognise the importance of getting those parts back and having them all within us. So we've got all of our juicy segments, if you like, in our bodies, and that helps us to go on in our life, to achieve our goals, to achieve our dreams, and ultimately to be well. Thank you.